It's Archeage 101, the 2019 edition. My name is Jalan, and today is a special edition. We have a patch coming out tomorrow. It is going to be the Relics of Hiram patch. It's 5.3, so I want to take some time out of our usual schedule and I want to focus on this. Before I get started, you're seeing a big long link on the bottom of the screen. It's also in the description below. That link is because I'm once again making content officially for Gamigo Games. If you're going to make an alt or you have people that are going to come to the game, I would ask that you try to get them to use my referral link. What that's going to do is it's going to help show that the content I'm making is reaching people. And obviously, if the content I'm making is reaching people, it'll help us. And I do say us, I mean me, the Paradox Gaming Network, and you. It'll help us have a direct voice. If I got a lot of people coming to the game, I can probably negotiate with Gamigo and say, hey, we'd like to talk about some quality of life stuff. With that aside, we got a lot to cover today. I do apologize. Gonna be a long video. Didn't have the patch notes until yesterday. Didn't have time to break this into like 2 or 3 videos. So let's just jump in. I'm gonna put time indexing below. So if you don't want to watch the whole video through, you can jump to the topic that is most relevant to you. So first and foremost, we're gonna come over here. We're gonna come into the patch notes. It is gonna have some new storyline stuff. It's going to start in Western Hiram Mountains near Reedwind, and the reward is going to be an Alina mount, and you're going to get about 100 gold from that. So if you're in-game and you're caught up with your main storyline, come over here to race, and then it's going to be these chapters down here. That'll pretty much be your indication guide where you're going to go. That's not the only content we're getting. We are getting a lot more content. You're going to be getting the Fall of Hiram City instance. You're going to be getting the Norette Challenge. You're going to be getting the new Red Dragon Keep instance, and then we're getting the Golden Plains battle revamped a little bit, and then that's all going to be under the new Arena UI. So this is the schedule of events. You're going to want to grab that out of the patch notes. I, of course, will have a link to the patch notes below. So I'm going to show you this, and I do like the direction they're going with this. Up here at the top of the screen, it's going to show you when events are going on. So you see the Fall of Hiram City. That's going on right now if I wanted to do it. You can also come in here into the instance menu, and you'll see they've totally revamped this. You've got Faction War, Raids, Dungeons. I do like how they took the Faction War off the bottom. The Faction War is not an arena. It does not give Curios badges, so it shouldn't have been there. You will notice in the arenas, you are going to get a little bit more Curios badges for doing these, and we're going to loop back around to Curios badges in just a little bit. The Faction War, not only are you going to get honor and infusion supply kits for it, there's a quest that's going to go with it. I'll show you that in a second. There's also going to be a quest for the dungeon, the Norette Challenge, so you're going to want to get in there and take a look. Now, yes, all this is still in Korean. I wouldn't worry about it. Even if it's not translated by tomorrow, it is current in the patch notes. Want to show you this that goes along with it over here at the Arena Manager. Click in here, Decorated Warrior, 1,000 labor, 5 mana storm crystals for doing Golden Plains. The other one is the Norette Challenge, 500 labor for doing the dungeon. So that's pretty good. What I wanted to specifically remind people is that yes, mana storm crystals will still be able to make gold. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a little bit. Now, as I always say, ancestral skills. I already talked about all these new ancestral skills coming in. I'm not going to be able to talk about all of them today. Otherwise, this video would be like 2 hours long. I do want to give a special shout to archers. Yesterday during my stream, and I will put a link to that timestamp in the VOD in the description below. I did break apart Endless Arrows Flame versus regular Endless Arrows. Does look like Endless Arrows Flame is going to give you a little bit more damage output at the cost of a lot more mana. So that is a good thing. I also want to talk about Vitalism. If you're in the patch notes, the little copy pasta mistake, they put Holy Bolt Mist as both Holy Bolt Flame and Mist. That is not the case. You're going to want to come in here into game when you get it tomorrow. Come in here down to Vitalism. Holy Bolt Flame has a 30-meter range. It also is radically reduced damage. You're going to notice the damage up here is 250 plus 50% healing power. The regular Holy Bolt is 738 plus 142% healing power. So before you say, why would I ever use that? Always make sure you read everything. Holy Bolt Flame is for PvE, for killing monsters. 100% magic damage to non-dungeon monsters. Plus it stacks up with prayer. So that's a good thing. Going to give you a lot longer range. You're not going to feel like you have to be right up on top of the monsters in order to damage them. But that's not the big change in skills. Before I talk about that, I want to click back over here. Lots of skills get little bits and pieces changed to them. Make sure you get into the patch notes. It's always a big problem. People forget to read the patch notes. They don't realize something's changed. But for everyone that was complaining about healers, I want to point out Mana Barrier. Mana Barrier got weaker. But Mend has been nerfed immensely. This is the only skill I'm really going to get into today. So I'll come in here. You guys all know that the way it normally works is when I put Pain Harvest on, then I can mad spam Mend, which I'm still going to be able to do. I'm going to start spamming Mend, but you're going to notice that this new debuff's going to appear. It's called Overhealing. Every stack of this is going to increase the mana cost used. Now you notice my mana bar is starting to get chunked pretty big. A normal healer, you would know that you could cast probably 70, 80, 90 mends. Your mana bar is not going to get chunked. This is going to take me down to my last one. I'm not even going to be able to cast 10. My mend at 8 stacks is already up to 1,773 mana. That's huge. While you were looking at that pop-up, you're probably like, well, where's your Pain Harvest? I'm going to put Pain Harvest up again. You guys are used to this being up here for a minute. Unfortunately, I'm going to throw my first mend. I get the debuff. I throw my second mend. Watch what happens. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and now my Pain Harvest is gone. When the Overheal buff disappears, it takes your Pain Harvest with it. This is a huge change for Doombringers or Mend spam builds. Make sure you adjust accordingly. If you don't like that, leave a comment below. Make sure that we have a discussion about it. That way, obviously, the more discussions we have as a community, I have something tangible to roll up and give to Gamigo. If you think it's good, say it's good. If you think it's bad, say it's bad. Leave those comments down there. Go back into the patch notes real quick. Like I said, I'm going to blitz through these. You're going to want to get into the patch notes. There are a lot here. But I do want to point out, reflected damage is now spelled out better. It's going to tell you if the damage is going to get reflected before mitigation or after mitigation. I want to point out magic attack for staves, healing power for great clubs. The two-handers goes up a little bit. Melee attack of DPS weapons, one-handers, is going to go down a little bit. So make sure that you recognize you're going to lose a little bit. Not a lot. I mean, you're talking 0.05 of a point, but it is going to go down. Lots of changes here. Ship components. Wanted to point this one out specifically. These cannons are going away. You're going to be able to convert them with an Evanstone. That always makes me nervous. I would recommend that you make one extra spare. Just have an extra spare. And then before you convert these with Evanstones, check this spare. I'd hate to see somebody like crush a mythic or an eternal cannon and then find out they have to put in a ticket. If you crush the spare and it doesn't work, then you can annotate that. Rolling through real quick. I'm not going to talk about sports fishing, but you will notice that there is a big section on sports fishing changes. Achievements, we're going to get into those. No, there is not an achievement for more Hiram daily quests. I know people are going to ask that one. The Blue Salt Brotherhood. Right here, I want to point out the merchants are only going to have the Ionad equipment after 6 p.m. and for 6 hours. They're always going to have the Delphinid gear for sale. They're going to rotate what Ionad gear they're selling. I'll show you that in a minute. Quest changes, hero system. Where's the last of the stuff I wanted to talk about? Yeah, there's a big merchant revamp. I'm going to go over all of it individually. Weapon swap we will cover. And that is it for the patch notes. So first and foremost, I want to show you this weapon swap thing. It's not going to work the way people originally thought. People originally said, oh, it's going to lock your main hand in place and you're only going to be swapping your offhand. That's not how this works. So what you're going to do first and foremost, come into options, come into character controls. Down here, you're going to have to set a hotkey for weapon swap. I chose Z because I don't need to show off my weapons. Now, when I come in here, what I want to show you first and foremost is that as I'm hitting Z, you'll notice my shield is changing. If I right-click on the reticle, you're going to see that I have a sword loaded, but it's locked. It's not switching. I'm going to unlock this real quick. Now you'll see that I have an Aranor dagger and an Aranor shield. When I hit Z, I have an Aranor sword and an Epherium shield. So it's not locking the main hand in place at all. If I take the dagger out, I switch over to the sword, I bring the dagger to my bar, which a lot of people use. If I right click on the dagger, it's going to change it up to my sword. It's still going to work the way that it did in the old way. So how does this help people? Well, we go back in and we get our setup right. I'm going to bring my dagger back up here. So now say I want to always have the dagger in. Right click, click on the sword, lock the sword. So the sword is gone. It's out of my inventory. Don't freak out. It is stored on your character sheet. But when I switch, I'm switching the dagger. I'm keeping the dagger. I'm always switching the shield. So for a healer, you might lock your and you might have nothing in the second slot, and you're gonna have just your club in the main hand. You're gonna have your Missong shield, and then when you Z, then you're gonna have your Hiram dagger in the other hand. You are gonna have to do it with Z. The good news is that if you were to swap the shield in by clicking on the shield, it would still work. You would just have to hit Z to reload your dagger. So get in there, play around with that. All right, next up on this patch, what I'm going to talk about is the big thing, all the new achievements. When you come in here, just like the last time we got the new mount achievement, you're going to see here there is the Sky Emperor legendary achievement. To see what that is, you're going to go into just the one below it. When you pop this up, you're going to get the Sky Emperor glider. It's a very high glider across all categories. To get this, you're going to have to do all these achievements. The problem is when you click on them, it says equip all gliders from this collection. Well, what gliders are in the collection? What's going to happen is you're going to come in here to Raffin's spreadsheet. Big shout out to Raffin, a link to the sheets down below. And it's going to show you all of the gliders you need. Now, the one you're going to want to do for the glider trunk, so you can throw all these gliders into a storage box, is the 4 base gliders. Now, this is controversial. It looks like the Feathered Dragon Glider is still only available from Kraken. I don't know what you guys think about that you're going to have an achievement locked unless you get a world boss drop glider. So if you guys got feedback on that, make sure you leave that to me in the description below or in the comments below. And the last thing, I know people are going to talk about gliders. Gliders are going to come back around one more time in the video, but people are going to say, is the Ravenspine Wings nerfed yet? No. That change doesn't happen in Korea until next month, so ours won't be there for quite a while. With that said, we're going to talk about the shops. Let's talk about Vocation Shop first. Kind of cool. Request completion tickets are available for 25,000 Vocation. That's nice, so you don't have to go get them out of the cash shop. Bad thing is that it's kind of going to kill crafting, because now you don't need high-end crafting to do anything. You just can do everything with Vocation. Building management titles, 80,000. That's kind of a nice touch. They're bind on pickup, so you don't have to worry about people alt-aging it up. Come through here, I did notice the snowing table for 12,000. I think this is kind of cool that they're adding things from old events in the Vocation shop. I think maybe 12,000 might be a little light, because then people who didn't buy it took advantage of the tokens at the machine for other stuff. But I don't have a problem with them doing this. Carrot Wings, you'll notice, 450,000. Soul Mule, 600,000. And then the pajamas. The pajamas are now in the Vocation shop. Now, I can't double check to see if they're in the Gilda shop, because that's not open at the moment. But I will definitely be doing that when the servers come live. I'm going to talk about the Honor shop too. What you'll notice is that there are no more Cryptic Lucky Scrolls. Those are gone. Everything's going to get re-rolled with bound Serendipity... with Serendipity Stones. But you can get bound Serendipity Stones from the Honor shop. So that's kind of cool. You'll notice Superior Reds and Superior Yellows were added. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Even a bound Red Regrade Charm at 50,000 Honor makes no sense, because I could buy 7 of these Luna Gems for the price of 1 Red Regrade Charm, sell the 7 Luna Gems, buy a red off of the auction house, and still have gold left. So this is another one of those things that I would like to accumulate feedback, give it to Gamigo so they could send it to XL and say, this makes no sense. Now, one reason why I think that the regrade charms might stay that high is to stop alts from grinding them for ship components, but that's neither here nor there. Bound Serendipity Stone for 30,000. Change to the Serendipity Stones. A previous change was when you rolled it, you didn't have to accept the new value. Say I have parry rate on a weapon, and I use a serendipity stone to roll that off, well, it used to be I had to accept the new roll. Now you get you get a minute to decide if you want to accept the new stat or keep your old one. So that really is helpful for keeping useful stats on your items, your gear, while you're trying to get new stuff. And now everything rolls off serendipity stones. So that's a good change. I want to jump in here to the Prestige Shop. Lots of stuff taken out of the Prestige Shop. Prestige Shop is now only 2 pages. There's no Cloud Strike Panther. There's no pet. There's no mounts. All that's gone. There's no quills. Quills are now made in printing. So if you need any of that stuff, I suggest you get it today. Come in here and check the quill recipe. RuneScribe quills are going to take Archeum and Onyx. Same thing for the Radiant ones. So this is going to give printers somewhere to make money. Also Archeum is going to go up in value now because with people being able to get the Delphinid and Ionid gear from the Blue Salt merchants, the need for Archeum is going to go away. So they replaced it with something else. So that's a good change. I want to go into the Arena Shop real quick. Come in here to the Arena Shop. You notice on the second page and third page, you got the Battle Pets. This is the precursor to the Battle Pet achievement. Now, these are going to be pricey. These are going to take a lot of Curios medals and a lot of required materials on these. So if you're going to want these, you're going to have to start farming the arena now. It's going to take you a while to get some of these. You'll notice on the third page, Bloomfang Soul and the Kindled Spirit Soul are there. I think this is a great change because we've seen instanced content added, storyline content added, and now this is going to drive people to the arena. And to make up for that, they have upped the rewards a little bit. So that's pretty good. You'll be able to, get into Bloodsalt Bay. I absolutely hope people go into Bloodsalt Bay. It's fun. It's not that long. It's 12 minutes. And even 4th place gets 10. So 4th place, a defeat in sparring is 1. A defeat in Bloodsalt Bay is 10. So the numbers are pretty good. We can't talk about the Gilda Shop. It's not in right now. We can't talk about the Cash Shop. That's not in right now. I do want to talk about these guys. I want to talk about these 2 Daru. The Gilda Star Soul Merchant. This is where the Cloud Strike Panther is, the Mirage Leomorph, the Mirage Elk. Storm Darter's here now because he's not in the Honor Shop. I don't know what happened to Thunderdash. I can't find Thunderdash. I'm on the lookout for Thunderdash. Notice if you need a Breath of Small Light, this is where you get it. You will need these to make these mounts. And again, these mounts are going to have that required materials list. So it is trying to create some places for crafters, especially the oils, to have a market, since you're going to be able to get your Ionid and your Delphinid stuff straight from the Daru. Also want to show you the Gilda Star design. A couple of glider designs are here, and then the glider companion design is in there as well, if you're looking for where to make the Panda glider. I don't know if the Panda glider is going to be in tomorrow. It's not currently in the build. I want to show you the Daru guy, and then we're going to do a couple more things, and then we're going to wrap up because I know this video is getting long. Here is your Daru, your Blue Salt Merchant, and you'll notice that he has Delphinid stuff out here right away. Ionad gear, one of the categories of Ionad gear will be there after 6 p.m. for 6 hours. So that's where you're going to get that. Just so when people say, oh, well, where do I spend my Blue Salt bonds? It's in your Hero Hall. I want to show you guys the open world pet accessory bench. You're going to come in here and you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to make my Mana Storm pet armor. Steel Lightning Saddle. Crimson Lightning Saddle. Wait, I can't make it with Mana Storm crystals anymore. How do I make gold? The one in the open world is made for materials. What we're going to do right now is we're going to run into Mirage. I'm going to show you where the new bench is. And that is important because you're going to want to get in there to see the prices of the gliders in-game, as well as where you're going to make your mount armor and stuff. So you come down here, and actually the coolest part about this patch, honestly, is this fountain. I want one. I hope they make this a decor item, because that's just a really cool looking item. Come in here. Here is where you're going to make all your gliders. You're going to see all these. So if you're looking for a particular glider, you can get that there. It's also where you're going to make your Mana Storm pets. So they're still all in here. So I mean, Soul Mule for 150,000, or I'm sorry, 150 Mana Storm crystals or 600,000 Vocation. If you're trying to complete the collection, you might use Vocation instead. Come down here to the Mana Storm Pet Armor. This is where you're going to make it for Mana Storm crystals. And here is the one thing that I hope they change. They still haven't nerfed the gold price for making up with Mana Storm crystals. So you are still going to be able to do Halcy War. Every other night, you're going to make 40 gold. So I imagine a lot of people are just going to spam their alts through it. It's going to kind of suck for the people like me who want to do it legit and have a PvP opportunity. But at least people are going to be getting it to queue up. I mean, there is a plus and a minus to everything. I do want to tell you guys one little note that I forgot under the Blue Salt Bonds. Pirates cannot do Blue Salt Bonds anymore after tomorrow. That is a penalty for being a pirate, I guess. You're not going to be able to Blue Salt Bonds, so no free or no cheap Ionite and Delphinate gear for you. And that is it, guys. There was a ton of stuff today. I apologize that I couldn't break this into more videos. Just got the patch notes yesterday. Did a stream last night. Tested some stuff. Doing the video today. I want to stop here. I'm going to get this in a post so that you guys can get this information. Like I said, I am working with Gamigo again. It's not an official content creator program like it was in the past. It might become that. It might not. I'm going to show you guys the link at the bottom of the screen one more time. If you're going to make an alt or if you got friends that are going to try Archeage, obviously if you guys could get referral bonuses, I would say, hey, make a referral link for yourself. Since you can't, try to drive them towards my referral link, and then anything I make with the Paradox Gaming Network always goes back to you guys anyway. So the Archeage stuff will go into a specific Archeage pool, and I will start giving away Apex again. If I get money from them, I'll give it away as Apex. As always, you want to talk more, I'm Jalan, #0001 on Discord. I stream 3 times a week, and Archeage is going to be on the menu right now because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. And then, as always, big thank you to my sponsors. There's a gift card giveaway in the description below. Go ahead and click on that and register. Get yourself a chance to win one of the gift cards I'm giving away. That's it, guys. You take care, and I will see you tomorrow night when this patch is live during my usual stream. I'm out of here.
Hey, where are you going? You're not done yet. See these videos? There's videos up here to watch. You gotta go over here. Hit the chibi. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the webpage. And I'll see you guys on Twitch.